All right. Hi, everyone. It's great to meet you. By way of introduction, my name is Ian, and I'm the new product manager for the compliance group under the governance stage here at GitLab. Today, I'd like to share with you what we're looking to work on for the 17.0 release and the problems that we're hoping to solve with these initiatives for all of our GitLab customers. So if you can see the screen that we're sharing, I'll be talking through points 1 to 6 of the priority list, giving a bit of detail about why we're working on them and the problems we want to solve. And then I'll hand it over to Nate afterwards to talk through the details of the work that we're going to be doing for the 17.0 release. So yeah, just to kick us off, we'll start with an exciting new initiative that we have in our pipeline titled Custom Standards Adherence Configuration. At the moment, compliance frameworks share a one-for-one relationship with projects. That is, users can only apply one compliance framework per project. And as such, we are looking to create a solution where users can actually configure standards as they need to, as well as adding the new ability for users to be able to scope multiple projects to compliance frameworks moving forward, which is a key capability missing in the product today. And it's exciting to really work on to bring this to our users. So to do this, we will first be working on a solution that removes the difference between frameworks and standards within GitLab, which will flow into the work around the multiple compliance framework labels initiative to allow a user to then apply multiple requirements to a framework or standard. And inside those requirements, they can then also have multiple checks. Moving on to point number 3, we will continue to partner with key products and organizations that our users would like to share their audit events with, and one of them being Snowflake. So as part of the 17.0 release, we hope to release an audit event connector integration to enable users to send audit event data from GitLab to Snowflake using a Snowflake Marketplace app. The app, when installed, will pull audit events from the GitLab Audit Events API at certain intervals, so that you'll be able to see your GitLab audit events through Snowflake and have an additional layer of compliance there when it comes to finding out if anything's gone wrong on your GitLab instance. Moving on to point number 4 around compliance pipeline to security policy migration. We're continuing to work to ensure that scan execution policies add support for compliance framework pipelines, with the goal of providing users a single solution for enforcing jobs to be run as part of a project pipeline. So for the 17.0 release, we hope that we'll be able to provide a notification and workflow that will push users to migrate their existing compliance pipelines to security policies. And what this will do is that it will help inform our users that they can no longer set their compliance pipelines within the compliance framework section of the product, and to instead migrate existing compliance pipelines and to create new ones via a security policy project in the future. Finally, moving on to points 5 and 6, we continue to put product performance at the forefront of our thinking, particularly when it comes to our audit log features and audit log streaming. And to that end, we are undertaking key database changes via the sales initiative and consolidation of tables for streaming audit events to ensure that the audit streaming feature remains performant and efficient in helping our users collect key information that they are after and to understand the compliance posture of their GitLab instance via their audit events. So that's our priorities for the 17.0 release. And I will now hand it over to Nate to talk through the work for these initiatives. Over to you, Nate.
Perfect. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, so as mentioned there, the custom standards adherence configuration is our big new initiative. The goal for this milestone is just to complete planning. At the moment, we are looking at a target release of around 17.5, depending on how this planning and technical implementation work pans out in 17.0. Again, with multiple compliance frameworks, we have a better idea on how to implement this, and we want to have done a lot of initial investigation. So we want to complete the planning and begin the development with the target release of around about 17.2, hopefully maybe earlier as well. The third priority for us is the Snowflake connector. As mentioned, we want to release the MVC to the Snowflake Marketplace in 17.0. The 17.4 target release is for adding capabilities for more than just audit event APIs. So we want to look at a whole bunch of different REST APIs integration into that same connector. The compliance pipeline to security policies migration work, we hope to have all of that work released behind, for the deprecation work, released behind a feature flag. We're currently working with the security policies team around the scan execution policies of when that will be rolled out to GA and fully released, so then we can turn on that feature flag. That might slip to 17.1 for the feature flag release, but the work itself will be done in 17.0. Cells. So yeah, we've done a lot of investigation and planning. So we want to actually start work on this. It's looking like about 3 to 4 milestones worth of work, and so looking for completion at 17.4. Consolidation of the streaming audit events. We have completed all of the basic APIs. We have done all of the models and migration work. We are currently working on the filtering and want to complete all of the third-party APIs, so our integrations with AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and others. And we want to have that all completed or at least tied up in 17.0. We have the default branch protection that's being improved at admin and group level. This was something that missed the 16.11 release. Our final merge request is in review at the moment, so this will make it into 17.0. And then we have the SAML SSO authentication work for merge request approvals. There is some renaming and reorganization of the code that was required, that it causes a breaking change in our API by changing one of the parameters. So that work has been held off to 17.0, and we will be doing that in this milestone. Finally, there's a couple of follow-ups for the compliance framework work that we released in 16.11 that will be all clean finished in 17.0, and the standards adherence report. We're looking at making the compliance center available for subgroups and projects at a more limited level. So this will give subgroup and project owners and admins the ability to see what's happening rather than just have a little bit of, at the moment, only the compliance center is available at the top level groups. Yeah, that's the full breakdown of what we're working on. Anything else to add, Ian?
No, nothing else. I think that was great. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening in, and look forward to the 17.0 release.
Well,